back to the weigh-in.
We're back.
Yeah.
We're back. Alec, we're back.
We're back.
We're back. Okay.
Hey, wait.
What?
We're back.
Oh, shit. I forgot to say it.
You didn't say it. I had to say it.
We're back.
We're back now.
We're back. We're back.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while. You know, I mean,
life gets in the way.
A lot of people are adults that watch this. Some of them are kids. You know, adults will know life gets in the way. Life happens. Kids, well, they don't really know about that stuff.
No.
But you will.
Kids with the Rugrats.
Yeah.
And Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, God. I don't want to get into that right now. Oh my God.
We were just discussing how scary Are You Afraid of the Dark is.
Yeah, like it really was. Like we're going to be talking about UFC today, but we got to get this out of the way.
Yeah.
We got to get this out of the way here.
Down. A little nostalgia.
Yeah, we were talking about how scary Are You Afraid of the Dark was. My sister, I remember, it came on Netflix for a bit, I think.
Yeah.
And my sister was talking, she's like, hey, did you ever used to watch Are You Afraid of the Dark? I was thinking of watching. I'm like, first of all, stop.
Yeah.
Don't. Because, I mean, my sister, she gets scared pretty easily with movies in general.
Yeah.
So, like, actually watching something that's terrifying.
Man, that show was so scary. We were discussing two things.
Yeah.
It has a ghost episode that haunted me for 5 years, probably.
Oh.
With this little girl that lived in a mirror. And it's like, you can look up the photo. It's say like mirror ghost on Google. It was this little girl with like bags underneath her eyes who died in her room after these kids locked her in it.
Oh, God.
It's one of the scariest things ever.
Yeah, and I just don't understand because this shit was on YTV.
Yeah.
So a kid's channel. Like, yeah, you know, it was late.
I was watching it when I was 5.
Yeah, like these were terrifying shows for kids to watch.
Yeah, Are You Afraid of the Dark, man? If Netflix ever gets it, like I couldn't even watch it again. They scare me so bad.
There's no point in watching.
Yeah, it's scarier than any other horror movie I've seen. We just watched Don't Breathe, and I'll say, as much as I love Don't Breathe,
yeah,
Are You Afraid of the Dark scared me more.
Yeah,
it haunted my dreams.
Yeah, this was like actually scary.
Exactly.
You know?
It'd be weird if you watch it now and like it's not scary, but I still think it'd be scary. I really do.
I don't want to watch it.
I don't want to watch it. I'm not going to test that. I just think it'd be weird if it wasn't.
Cool. Yeah, we don't need to watch it.
All right, guys. So we're here to discuss UFC 2-0.
Oh, I'll get back. Sorry, 203.
203. The heavyweight championship is on the line.
This Saturday, September 10th, 2016, we are going back to Donegal's.
Every day. Donegal's in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
YYC to the fullest.
403.
403.
YYC 403. So we're going to go see the heavyweight championship.
Yeah.
At Donegal's.
Yeah.
What are some of the fights we got lined up here? Let's get right. Let's get right into this.
Well, we'll go into the undercard, the one that's not the like Fight Pass prelims.
Yeah,
but
TSM.
The one that's in the middle there, the TSM ones.
Yeah.
So the one we're gonna go about is, here we go, Ian Uncle Creepy McCall. Versus Ray Borg.
Yeah.
The Taz Mexican Devil.
That's a really cool nickname.
I like that.
I have 2 cool nicknames. We got Uncle Creepy and the Taz Mexican Devil.
Yeah.
I dressed up like a Tasmanian devil for Halloween. Anyway, Uncle Creepy is number 5. Ray Borg is number 14. I wish I knew more about Ray Borg. I don't know.
Yeah, like honestly, like I don't know. Like we know a lot about Ian McCall, so that's why we're talking about. Really proud of the dude. Really happy with the dude. I always love watching him fight.
He hasn't fought in a while though.
No, he hasn't.
He had a little thing when he was talking about not getting into them. Like he has to get into it.
Yeah.
He says he hasn't really felt the fire.
I heard his hand is really messed up.
Yeah, he's always injured.
Yeah.
So
because I was watching Fighter and the Kid.
Yeah.
And they were talking because they love Ian McCall.
Yeah.
And they were talking that he can barely close his hand sometimes when he's fighting.
He's been fighting for a long time, man.
Yeah.
He's had some wars too, like his fights with Johnson. He has so many fudging crazy wars with Demetrius Johnson, Joseph Benavidez. He's fought the best of the best.
Yeah.
He's been fairly inconsistent in the UFC, so I want to see him get on a little win streak here. I'll go for Uncle Creepy.
Yeah, but like honestly, I don't know the guy, but I'm gonna go with Uncle Creepy against most people.
I'm uneducated about Ray Borg. I'll be open about that. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
So
but go Uncle Creepy, man.
Yeah, I like Uncle Creepy. He's a cool guy. He seems really funny.
Yeah.
Next fight on the main card, we're gonna jump to the Uriah Faber fight and a Jamie Rivera fight. This is a very interesting fight.
Well, we'll save this one.
Okay.
We don't know them. I don't know who Joanne Calderwood is. She's number 7, and I don't know who Jessica Andrade is. I don't know who they are. They're ranked 6th and 7th. They're the first fight on the main card. Yeah. We got to say something because
these are little girls too. These are the strawweights,
and that's the thing. Like we got to say something because they're on the main card. But that strawweight
division is so new, and I consider myself an educated MMA fan. I don't know much for than Joanna. and Paige Van Sant. Like, I don't really know much other than that.
And that's the thing. Like, I mean, we want to give the respect where it's due because, I mean, these ladies are on the main card. And I'm sure the fights are going to be great.
I will get more educated into the strawweight fights because they're usually awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that Paige Van Sant karate kick knockout was crazy awesome.
Insane.
Oh my god. Holy moly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll watch that. Yeah. So
it's going to be a good fight. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a good fight because, I mean, these ladies in the UFC, they bring it, honestly.
Yeah.
So
they go for the finish 100%.
I'm not worried. I feel like, maybe they, in their head, got something to prove, you know? So they just give everything.
Like, we're little. We're women.
Yeah, and these are legit fights. So I'm good with it. I'll enjoy it.
Speaking of which, I saw a training video of Miesha Tate, like, grappling with all these men, and she's just jacking him up.
Yeah, it's...
Apparently Miesha Tate saved some girl's life who was injured on the top of the hill.
She's like 6 years old or something.
Oh.
Like busted leg. You see the picture of her, like, carrying her, what's it called? Like a fireman style?
Yeah, I love Miesha Tate. She's great. But yeah, she's rolling all these guys, and she's just straight jacking them up. Like,
I heard a word on Fighter and the Kid.
What was that?
Straight trucking them.
Oh, yeah.
Straight I like trucking. That one.
Yeah, well, she's literally taking them down. When they're trying to take her down, she's guillotining them. It shows you what a trained fighter can do, man or woman, so it's pretty cool. All right, so next fight on the main card, we got number 2 coming off of a loss to the man Dominic Cruz, Uriah Faber, fighting Jimmy Rivera with a 19-1 record. Look, man, I have a hard time picking against Uriah Faber when it's not a title fight. Like, he doesn't lose these non-title fights.
And that's one thing that I know me and you have been talking about a lot is you got to pick Uriah Faber against everybody besides the champ.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, he just can't beat the champ. He's the greatest number 2 ever.
I'll say this, he's the great, even though he's been a champion in WEC, he's the greatest gatekeeper I've ever seen in MMA.
Definitely.
Like, if you can't beat Uriah Faber, you ain't getting the Cruz.
Yeah, like, any of his losses are against legit champions.
To the guys.
Yeah.
He lost to Mike Thomas Brown twice, in WEC. He lost to Dominic Cruz twice. He lost to Barao twice. Like, he loses these championships.
And that's 6.
Yeah, I don't know who
else. And he only has
to.
9 losses.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like,
he lost to Tyson Griffin back in the day. So
all these fights are like legit fights that he
only loses. Oh, he lost to Frankie Edgar. Tyson Griffin, Frankie Edgar. I don't know. So that's 8?
8. Yeah, there's a 9th one, but that's what
I'm trying to make up for my lack of education on the women.
But that's what I mean. Like, that's 8 fights, and he's lost 9. 8 fights are against, like, the best of the best.
One of the greatest guillotines in MMA. He's always in shape. I'll say I'll give Uriah the win. I mean, just for the sake of it, this guy he's fighting is 19-1. You don't shake a stick at that.
That's no joke.
That's legit. So I'll go for Faber he's how old is he now? How old is Faber?
Look at this. 100% takedowns defended.
So, I mean, that could be bad for Faber because Faber likes the ground and pound submission game. Good rear naked choke. So we'll see. I'll give it to Faber. I'll say a decision.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be the first one to admit it. I can't stand Uriah Faber.
Yeah, because you love Cruz so much.
I love Cruz, but I just never liked him. Like, even at the beginning, was it Monster? No, it was Amp.
He was the Amp
guy. Yeah. When, like, even back then, I couldn't stand him. But
I was always team Dominic Cruz, and I was actually a really big fan of Mike Thomas Brown because he was like an old school guy.
Yeah.
But when I started hearing some things about, like, apparently, like, Uriah Faber, like, when people train at his camp, he'll buy up. Like, he has all these houses he owns, and he lets them train there. Yeah. So I think he's great for the sport. He's a fan favorite. People love him, but I'm with you. Like, I'm a Dominic Cruz fan.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing is watching Dominic Cruz destroy him verbally.
God.
And
somebody needs to call, like, I love Dominic Cruz. Somebody needs to call the cops and arrest him for the shit talking that he does. Because it is so bad. Like, he annihilates these fighters' souls.
I feel bad for them. Like, it's not even like Chael Sonnen type ridiculousness. It's like he just tears you down mentally, emotionally. Like, you feel like a worse person after he's done tearing into you.
I feel terrible. I feel like I shouldn't be watching
when he was talking to Dillashaw when they were talking the shit. I was like, "Yo, Dillashaw, leave! Like, this is hard. This is awkward.
Doing
it's like watching a guy strike out with a girl. It's like, oh, this is just bad, man.
Don't do that.
I can't. I'm gonna change the channel.
Yeah,
so.
Don't do that.
Dominic Cruz is the man. But anyway, I'll give you Uriah. Is the fact that it's a non-title fight? I'll give Uriah Faber a decision.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Uriah Faber.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay, he just put it on the screen. We're going to talk about this right now.
Alec, come back. We got a show to do.
I can't talk.
We got a show to do.
Oh, man. We've been watching this guy's... what's the name of the show? The Punk show.
Evolution of Punk.
Evolution of Punk. We got CM Punk making his UFC MMA debut.
I love it.
Against Mickey Gall. For those of you who don't know who CM Punk is, that's pretty crazy. He was one of the biggest professional wrestlers before he quit.
Honestly, like after the Attitude Era and all that kind of stuff,
yeah,
I
stopped watching after that.
Well, I would definitely say, you know, like The Rock, like don't include The Rock, Stone Cold. After that,
DX,
CM Punk was, I think, the best performer in the ring.
Yeah,
he was one of the best on the mics. I don't think there was too many people better. Like,
no, I agree.
I got him. Because I used to watch like a lot of wrestling,
and
I know you did too.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah,
for me, it was him and Orton. That was pretty much it. Orton, like I loved how they worked the ring.
Yeah,
I loved their presence. I loved
100%. Orton's great. In terms of on the mic for me, like
CM Punk, he's one of the people you really couldn't beat. Like Randy Orton was an amazing wrestler,
absolutely
amazing performer. Mike, he was okay. You know,
RKO.
CM Punk,
RKO.
Oh, you should totally do that.
No, I won't RKO the table.
Okay.
No, man. Here's what's weird about Punk, and I'll throw this. So he's fighting Mickey Gall, this young, really in shape looking, apparently Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, with a few fights.
He has 2 fights.
I read that he has 2 amateur fights, so technically...
4.
He has 4, and he's 4-0 essentially. So CM Punk, for those of you who don't know, when you think pro wrestlers, like when I think of pro wrestler, I think of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I think of The Rock. I think of The Ultimate Warrior. These huge muscle-bound freaks, Macho Man Randy Savage. CM Punk looks like a regular guy.
Yeah.
That's what I think people liked about him so much, was that he was different.
He was more like, what's the word? Relatable.
He was more relatable. People related to him, like Roy Nelson, like he's a big fat guy. A lot of people have big bellies, and they can relate to Roy Nelson. So this is the one thing about like I've heard this argument really quick. So CM Punk comes from a pro wrestling background. I've heard this, and this makes me laugh. People are like, "Well, Brock Lesnar was a pro wrestler, and he did pretty good." I'm like,
he's a freaking nature.
He's God gifted him every single possible genetic advantage you can have in a fight. Yeah. He has long arms. He's huge. He's big boned. He's also a Division I champion wrestler.
That's the thing. His athleticism and his God-gifted talent kind of subtracted the fact he's a really shitty fighter.
Yeah.
You know
he can't stand up and strike.
No, he can't. And I mean,
he can't take a punch.
No. And I mean, like when you look at people that are legitimately good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Mark Hunt's amazing. Don't get me wrong.
He got out-wrestled.
But he got out-wrestled.
Yeah.
And, but like, if you look at somebody that's saying that's number one, like Cain Velasquez, what Cain Velasquez did to him, what Overeem did to him.
Yeah.
Now that was Ubery.
Yeah, that was Mr. Olympia Overeem. Yeah.
But I mean,
Frank Mir, it showed his lack of jiu-jitsu experience, right?
Exactly.
Frank Mir knee-barred him. You know that one.
And you know the second fight, how I feel about that. He KO'd Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Brock Lesnar woke up when he hit the ground. Referee should have done his job, but whatever.
100%.
That's fine.
so I lost $20 on that fight, so I hate that fight.
Yeah.
Anyway, so CM Punk is kind of all I know about him is he's done jiu-jitsu for a while. Yeah. Like sporadically, because he was a pro wrestler. So I guess they have crazy traveling. They go all over the place. So I've heard him. I've seen him train in the gi. Every time I've heard like stories about his training, I never heard that he was spectacular. Like that's just kind of things I've heard through the grapevine. I've heard he does it and he loves it, but it's not like he was throwing up flying arm bars on everybody, you know. So a couple years ago, it came out that CM Punk he quit wrestling. And he wanted to have an MMA fight.
Yeah.
So since then, a lot of people thought, man, his posture looks terrible in this freaking. Look at his arms.
Yeah.
Anyway, he said he wanted. His arms are like this, like C-3PO. Anyway, he said he wanted to do this fight, and I called bullshit, man. I didn't think he was going to do it. I was like, I didn't even think they were going to give him a fight. I was like, how experienced is this guy? He's 37 years old. You know, he has no martial arts experience other than jiu-jitsu sporadically. I hear he's done some Muay Thai, but it was never competitive. He never competed in jiu-jitsu. He never competed in wrestling. He never competed in kickboxing. He has the pro wrestling experience, so maybe that'll help with the crowd. We discussed that, like maybe the crowd won't kill him. But that being said, he's going in against a very experienced, tall, lanky guy who's fought in the UFC already. Granted, he fought a guy who was 0-0. He killed the guy. They basically brought in some guy to get killed. This kid's 24 years old. He's younger. He looks like he has a reach advantage here. Am I wrong? They both. I guess CM Punk's pretty lanky too. It says CM Punk's fighting at 185. This fight's at 170.
Yeah.
So yeah, this fight's going to take place at 170. Look, man, I've been watching the show.
Yeah.
I love CM Punk as a pro wrestler. I think he's a great person. I love how people you see he has a legion of fans who love him.
Yeah.
Like he gives people hope, and I think that's great. I got Mickey Gall to submit him in round 1. With all that being said, I'm sorry, man. I'm cheering for you. I want you to win. Here's the thing. I'll let you give your take right away. If CM Punk wins this fight, guess what we have? We have the biggest star in the UFC today. I'll say it. I'll say it's bigger than Conor. I'll say he's bigger than Nate Diaz. I'll say he's bigger than GSP. Because look at Brock Lesnar. Look at all the people. Ronda Rousey, too. Look at all the people Brock Lesnar brought in. He brings in that pro wrestling crowd. He will make money for them. He's fighting this young kid. I think they could have picked a way worse fighter to give him. And they gave him this hungry lion, man. So I'm going to say that. Please give me your take. I talked enough. Please,
honestly,
go ahead.
I mean, I get what you're saying, and I'm with you. I'm with you, obviously. But like, I look at this, and I look a lot of the videos they showed.
That didn't give me hope. That didn't give me hope either, though.
And then the new stuff they showed, I'm like it's okay. And I was like looking at this, I'm like trying to love it. I'm like, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. One thing I notice is like Mickey Gall, when he's fighting, he is aggressive, quick, fast, like attacking. You know,
he has a brown belt in jiu-jitsu too.
It's scary.
Yeah.
You know? And CM Punk, like I see him, like his skill is doing good, but it's like one of those things where if you think about it, like, you know, when you're learning, like back in gym class or whatever, when you're learning dances, and you're like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you look at somebody and they're doing the moves right, like everything's right, but you just know they're counting it, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I feel like in his head he's got to actually calculate these moves.
Yes.
Mickey Gall, when I was watching him fight in the 2 fights that I saw, he knows it, and it's going. It's like a reflex.
He wants to kill.
I just don't think CM Punk has that reflex in his head yet. It's still, he has to calculate his moves. Okay, I'm gonna punch now. Okay, his head is his face is opened up. I'm gonna punch. Or his neck is opened up. I'm gonna go for the choke.
I think he'll be overthinking. Whereas Mickey Gall's muscle memory will be like, I'm just gonna go.
Exactly.
He won't even think about it. He has that instinct.
And that's the problem I have.
100%. I'm
100%. Love CM Punk to death. Now,
I will always watch him wrestle.
Now,
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Because this fight doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter at all.
It doesn't really matter.
It's a freak show fight for every sense of the word.
I am just going to roll the dice.
Go ahead. Give it to me.
And why not? You know, why the hell not? I'm going to go with CM Punk. I don't give a shit.
You only live once.
And that's the thing. Like, this is not one of the two main card fights. You know,
this is the third fight on the main card.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Over Uriah Faber.
I just like
who has over 40 fights?
You know what? Sure, I'll go with CM Punk. Whatever.
What do you got? TKO, KO? So I don't think he's gonna submit Mickey Gall. I really don't.
I think he's gonna just. I don't know, man.
Decision?
TKO?
What? TKO? Okay,
man.
cool.
That's too much, man. Why are you asking me these questions,
I'm just wondering. I'll give Punk
this fine. I don't know how.
I'll give Punk the respect. He's trained hard.
And that's the thing. Work ethic is there 100%. I know he's athletic.
He doesn't have enough time, man.
Yeah. It's just he's going from nothing to something, you know? And it's tough. I mean, even though he did have 2 years, it's tough, man.
Dude, the UFC, these fighters have gotten... This isn't UFC 1, man. These fighters have gotten so damn crazy good.
Yeah.
For him just to, like, come here, that takes balls.
I'm in, man. CM Punk 100%.
Okay, do it.
Oh, God.
Look, I'll go as far as saying, if he wins, I might even say this, it might be one of the biggest upsets of all time.
It's a big...
And even though Mickey Gall is new, I really think this kid only trains jiu-jitsu, MMA, kickboxing. He's an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
Whereas CM Punk comes from a pro wrestling background with no other experience, really. I guess he just got his first stripe on his white belt. Good job. I mean, I loved when I got my first stripe on my white belt, but I wasn't ready for the UFC. I promise you that. I'm still not. I'm a purple belt. I'm a 4th degree purple belt. I don't want to go to the UFC. They're crazy. They're animals there. So... Yeah. There you go.
So, yeah, there you go.
Good luck, CM Punk.
I'm on record, CM Punk. Sure, whatever.
Let's get it. Here's another fight. This is a rematch.
Yeah.
We got Fabricio Verdum, the number one... he's just lost his belt to Stipe, so he's number 1, whereas Stipe is the champ. We got Travis Brown, who just got freaking spinning roundhouse kicked in the beard by Cain Velasquez, who's number 6. A rematch where Verdum won the first fight pretty dominantly. Verdum basically beat Travis Brown's ass the first time they fought with a 5-round decision. They're fighting again. They're both coming off bad knockout losses. I mean, Verdum got flatlined. Stipe freaking knocked him the hell out. Cain Velasquez ran a train on Travis Brown. This is a hype fight, though.
I think you're going to be surprised about who I pick on this one.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I got Verdum.
I don't.
You don't? You have Brown?
I don't know why. I just, like...
I watched him the first time, man.
I know it the first time, but, like... when Brown is on, as much as I hate his face, he's really good. He's a legit fighter.
He has great wins. He knocked out Josh Barnett in the first round. He knocked out Gonzaga in the first round. He's beat Big Brown. He's knocked out Stefan Struve. He's beaten some of the best. I'll give him that.
And that's the thing. That's why I can't stand him, and I like Verdum way more. Yeah. But I think Travis Brown takes this one.
I gotta tell you, man. I think since Brown has switched camps to Ronda Rousey's camp with what's the boy who, do you know the guy, her trainer, the Armenian dude? No. Brown's looked like shit since he's changed camps, man. Like
he's on that Rousey diet.
Yeah, well, freaking. He looked okay against Brown, but I don't know, man. Brown's chin looked like he had some problems going on there. He got knocked out him and Arlovsky had the greatest one-round fight I've ever seen in my entire life. It was insane, but Arlovsky beat him. An aging Arlovsky. Kane just wrecked him in round 1. Yeah. Verdum, other than his last fight, he's looked phenomenal. He ran right into... He was fighting in Brazil. I guess he was nervous, and Stipe... Backing up, Verdum ran right into a punch and got knocked out cold. But other than that, Verdum, in my opinion, is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. I don't think... I'll be standing corrected. If Brown wins. They fought before. Verdum won. I'm gonna have to go for Verdum.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'll give him a.
As much as I hate Travis Brown, I hate
Travis Brown too, man.
I'm gonna go with him on this one.
I think if I'm gonna steal this from Brendan Schaub said, if Brown loses this one, he just go make babies to Ronda Rousey and stop fighting.
I love that man.
Yeah, Brendan Schaub, not Travis Brown.
No, I hate Travis Brown.
Yeah, I got Verdum, man. I'm gonna give it to Verdum. So that's an awesome fight, though. He was originally supposed to fight someone else. Verdum was originally supposed to fight Ben Rothwell. That was a awesome fight. I would have gave to Rothwell.
I would have gone with Rothwell on that one. He's gross. When he's another guy. When he's on, it's insane.
He's guillotined. Well, he just lost to Dos Santos by a decision.
But that's Dos Santos.
Dos Santos is crazy. Yeah. But he just guillotined Josh Barnett. No one's ever submitted Josh Barnett.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I never thought in a million years that was going to happen. So
the only person I would have said could have done it would have been Frankie.
Frankie Edgar, possibly.
No, Mir.
Frankie, yeah. Did I say Frankie Edgar?
Yeah. Well, I said Frankie.
Frank Mir. Yeah, I know he's not going to fight Frankie Edgar. Yeah. I'd go against Frankie. I'd watch Frankie Edgar and Travis Brown. Or Josh Barnett.
Yeah, but he's the only person I thought could have done it. Would have been Frank Mir.
I would have thought maybe Minotauro. But
Yeah,
so there you go.
Fighting?
Minotauro's retired. Yeah, Minotauro's retired.
Okay.
So there you go. I got Verdum and you got Brown. So we're
opposite on everything except for Faber.
Ooh, we got some controversy.
Really. And Faber and McCall.
Yes,
we're the same.
We're the same on that one. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna discuss this fight too. Then I got something to say about MMA fights after. Okay, but now we got the heavyweight championship fight coming. Stipe Miocic and the Reem. Alistair Overeem heavyweight championship.
Oh man, what a good fight!
This is an awesome fight. This is what's so crazy about this heavyweight division. Overeem comes in, he destroys Lesnar's guts.
I love him for that.
He punches him in the gut. He just goes right after that intestines.
Yeah,
that he had surgery on. What happens after that? He gets knocked out by Bigfoot. Which I never saw that coming. Well, he got coughed. He got popped. Took some time off. Bigfoot knocked him out. Travis Brown kicked him in the face.
I don't want to talk about that fight. He kicked him with the same kick 3 times in a row.
Front kick.
It just pissed me off.
It just threw the same front kick, and over him eventually just got cracked. He then he's had some wins since then, but Ben Rothwell knocked him out cold. He's had these crazy knockout losses, but he's come back. He's beat Dos Santos. He knocked out Dos Santos, which I didn't see that coming. He knocked out Andrei Arlovsky.
Yeah.
He beat Big Country. He's earned a title shot.
Yeah.
And good on him. I mean, I didn't see that coming. I thought boy was going to retire after Bigfoot and freaking Brown knocked him the hell out. Overeem's born to fight, but man.
Look at this, 41-14.
Overeem he's fought back in Pride. He fought everybody. He fought Little Nog. He fought Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell knocked him out back in the day. He's a different human being now, man. I got to get on that horse meat.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's delicious.
But he's still smaller now after all the USADA testing.
He is.
When he fought Brock, he was bigger than Brock, it looked like. That's crazy.
He was the greatest human being alive at that time.
Can I say something? Yeah. You know what fight I want more than anything? If I could have a genie and he's like, I'll give you any MMA fight you want. You know what I want?
What?
Horse meat Uberim or whatever the hell he was on.
Uberim, yeah.
I want Uberim and TRT Vitor. Oh my god. That would be freaking, let me think. He-Man versus Superman. Boom.
Fuck.
Let's go.
Sorry.
Could you imagine?
The two scariest human beings ever.
TRT Vitor is the greatest fighter of all time.
It could be.
I don't even see an argument for that. I don't even want to hear it. TRT Vitor was the greatest fighter. He uppercutted Dan Henderson off of his feet.
Oh, but what do you mean? What's his name?
Luke Rockhold?
Luke Rockhold did well, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. He got his head knocked off of his shoulders.
He got destroyed.
That was awesome.
And he's still handsome.
He's gorgeous.
I don't even understand how
Luke Rockhold's modeling, I heard. He's going to do some more modeling.
Yeah.
He's still, whatever. He has time off. Bisping gave him a little suspension because of the knockout.
Yeah.
He has a little medical suspension.
You might as well.
Oh, I can't wait to get into Hendo and Bisping. Anyway, so this fight, Stipe Miocic, Cleveland's he gave Cleveland a championship before LeBron James did. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. I am a fan of Overeem just for everything he's done. Him in Pride, what he's done in the UFC. Even though I love I thought it was hilarious when Bigfoot knocked him out because I just didn't see that coming. I do cheer for him. However, he's been knocked out a lot. A lot. Stipe Miocic hits so hard and so precisely. His boxing is phenomenal. They're in Cleveland. I think Stipe will step up to the plate. I'm going to give Stipe a knockout win in round 2. Stipe Miocic retains his title. The first guy to do so in a while.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw this whole episode on its ass right now.
Okay, go ahead. I know you're an Overeem fan.
Yeah, and I've seen what Stipe does, and he's
hard enough
awesome.
He's not hard.
He's so awesome.
He's a down to earth guy too.
But last fight, UFC 202, or last card, UFC 202.
Best card of the year. Nate Diaz.
I won. I think every guess on that.
Yeah,
one. I was on a roll on that one.
I went 0-5, but granted, I took a lot of risks, and I'll never apologize for risks.
And that's what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Okay?
I feel more confident in these picks.
I went 202. I won everything.
Yeah.
I did good.
Yeah.
I'm cocky now. I'm going to take risks.
Yeah.
So this whole fight, I'm going to take risks on this one.
So...
Overeem.
Yeah, you got
I think Overeem, you know how I think he's going to do it?
How's that?
Submission.
Oh. He has a great guillotine.
He does. I think
he's won Abu Dhabi trials. I forget where.
I think
he's an Abu Dhabi champion.
I think he's gonna rock him.
Not world, but
I think he's gonna rock Stipe.
Okay.
Get him to the ground. Instead of finishing him that way, he's gonna go submission.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
No, look, man. Technically, Overeem might be the best striker in the UFC.
Yeah.
He looked amazing against Dos Santos.
It's just the chin you got to worry about every time. That chin is that wild card.
I'll say technically...
I've seen him get cranked and not knocked out.
100%.
And I've seen him get tapped and been knocked out.
Well, Ben Rothwell killed him. And I'll say that I think Overeem's a better kickboxer than Ben Rothwell. But Ben Rothwell has so much power. If he hits you, he'll knock you out. Bigfoot put some of the fastest 1-2s on his face a billion times, knocked him out. And Travis Brown front kicked him. Look... I might be wrong. I just really believe they're in Cleveland. I think Stipe wants this fight. I guarantee you he's training his butt off.
I did well on 202. I'm cocky now.
Yeah.
I'm taking risks on this one. Every one of these is a risk except for the ones that are not.
I was way off on 202, but I still don't regret it.
No, you can't. This is why,
I will always pick Nate Diaz.
This is why we're not betting money.
No.
And
I would have bet a bag of chips or something.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This is why this is not, because we're having fun. We're having a good time.
I'll have a panic attack with money on these ones. These fights are pick'ems, man. You know what though? I would put $1 million on Mickey Gall. If I had $1 million, I would put it on Gall. If I was Floyd Mayweather, I'm like, yo, what's he at? Because he's probably the biggest underdog on this entire card. I bet it's like 9-1. How does that sound?
Oh God. Well,
I bet
definitely check that out.
Yeah, so we'll definitely check that out. So I got Stipe. I got a question. This is a question me and my boys at Jiu-Jitsu were talking about. Now I know you're an MMA fan. I am too. So I'll watch MMA no matter what. But I'm curious, people at home as well. Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
They just had the biggest pay-per-view apparently of all time. They made so much money.
Yeah.
Do you, as an MMA fan, and I'm going to be honest too, do you get as excited for any other card if Conor's not on it? Do these fights get you as hype? Because I almost had a heart attack for Nate Diaz versus Conor too.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what's going on.
What's up?
It wasn't that it was Conor.
Okay.
It was Conor versus Diaz.
It was the whole thing.
It was the whole thing because both of them are such opposites in the way they shit talk, but they both shit talk. Like, Nate Diaz is the only person that Conor can't really phase him with.
There's not much going on up there with Nate, so it's just like he's just like.
But he doesn't give a shit because he's heard worse. He's heard worse, and he's probably heard worse from people with a gun.
Yeah, he's probably
at Stockton. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So the fact that nothing scares him is the reason why I was so excited for that.
100%.
Because a lot of people get beat before they get in the ring with Conor.
Oh yeah, and you can tell too. Like you can tell,
and that's the thing. Like. I said this a million times, and I'll stick behind it every time.
Yes.
I don't think Conor deserved the rematch. I
don't think so either.
No,
when I first heard it, I was like, "What? Why?"
I'm the first person to admit that. I don't think he did. He got
finished.
He got finished second round. That's it. You know, fair. It's all fair.
Go back to 145, defend your title.
It is what it is, you know. The same reason why Aldo, I don't think he should have deserved a rematch, which he didn't get one.
Yeah.
And that's why. Because if it's like, let's say the second fight they had.
Yes.
The one they just had.
Yeah.
That one? Sure.
Please give me a number 3.
Yeah, like you want a rematch on that fight? I'll watch that fight all day.
Now they're 1-1, for the love of God.
And that fight was a war, and that is the thing I love the most is when these people that are supposed to be like godly.
And Conor was godly before Conor choked him out.
Exactly.
Conor was godly before Nate choked him out.
And that's the thing. Like, to see somebody that's supposed to be godly with striking and with this, with
get humbled.
Get humbled, and then get tested. In that second fight, he got tested.
What a war.
And it was a war, and like even Nate Diaz, like...
I went back, I've watched that fight like 4 times now.
It's so
I can just have it on in the background, like listen to the commentary. I'm like, oh, this is great.
I don't know if I'm answering your question.
Yes.
But there's a lot of fights I'm like...
But you're a big MMA fan, you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of fights now that... Like, I'm trying to start liking new people because a lot of my people are kind of done or on their way out.
Like Rampage.
Exactly. Frank Mir. All the people I love are on their way out.
100%.
So I'm trying to, like, find the new person to, like, cheer for. You know what I mean?
No, I totally feel that.
And it's not about that. Like, it's not about that the card just has Conor on it. Like, I mean...
He definitely sells pay-per-views. Like, we can't argue that.
He definitely sells pay-per-views, but I'm more of a fan, let's say, of Dominic Cruz.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Because
like,
you appreciate the
I
fight
appreciate
game,
him like this, and he talks shit, and I love that.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm a bigger fan of, like, if somebody gave me a choice, not Conor versus Nate Diaz 3, because that'll win every time.
Yeah.
But if somebody says, you can only watch this card, Conor McGregor versus somebody else, or Dominic Cruz versus somebody else, I'll pick Dominic every time.
Oh, because you're just such a big fan of it.
Because I'm a fan. Now, that's the thing.
I'm with you on that.
The specific thing of Conor versus Nate...
Yes.
That's one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Yes.
So that's what
that already goes down as arguably the greatest rivalry in the history of the UFC. It's weird.
It is what it is. And like, let's say GSP.
It's magic.
Let's say GSP.
Yeah, GSP. Who wants to come back?
He wants to go back.
I hope.
Back in the day, I really couldn't give a shit.
Oh, really? Yeah, you weren't a GSP guy.
I didn't, like, I appreciated his skill.
Yeah.
But it's like, I wasn't rushing to watch it. Like, I was proud Canadian, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
I am very, like, I think he's a great champion.
There's a people that I would have watched I would have been way more excited.
Well, GSP's style kind of changed. He got less, he became more tactical.
And that's the thing. I think Conor is awesome for the sport.
I think so. I think they need him.
Because they need somebody like this to...
As much as I don't like him all that much.
Yeah, they need somebody like this to bring it up.
Yes.
And unfortunately, he is right when he talks about the stuff he did to the sport. I'm not going to say he made Nate Diaz, but you know what I mean? Well, brought him into the mainstream.
I read a fact that Nate Diaz is... Correct me if I'm wrong. I heard he made, like... I want to say either 20-20 or 40-40 for his fight with Michael Johnson that he won before that.
Yeah.
Next, he made like over $1 million.
And that's the thing.
It's like, Jesus.
And that's why, like...
He's one of the top 3 most paid fighters.
And that's why Nate Diaz understands that. Everybody who knows MMA understands that they need somebody like Conor if they want this thing to get bigger. Yeah. They need somebody like Conor so that the lower guys are going to get paid more money.
Nate wants to fight him for the rest of his life because he's going to keep making millions.
And that's what it is. Nate Diaz, nobody deserves that money more than Nate Diaz.
100%.
But he wasn't going to get it unless he fought somebody like Conor.
He did the smartest thing he could have possibly done.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I think he's important for the sport. The sport needs him because, I mean, Stipe. Look at Stipe.
Yes.
Beast.
Awesome.
Striking guy.
But is he a needle mover? Do you know?
No, he's not.
Really. You know, and that's
even
what I mean.
Dominic Cruz,
who's awesome.
I 100% say is the pound for pound.
He'll
best
come
fighter.
around. He'll come around.
He will. But that's the thing. When he starts, it's just like because of the injuries and all this kind of stuff. I think Dominic Cruz still to this day is pound for pound best.
No,
and that's my argument.
I respect your opinion on that.
And I get because of the injuries, they're not doing that.
And because of DJ and John Jones clearing out the division, right?
Yeah.
You know.
But it's like,
but Dominic is also
need that draw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they just don't have it. Like
I'll say this:
John Jones, he does. Yeah, when he's doing well,
he never sold the pay, not even close.
No,
to.
He can't.
The only guy that was close apparently was like GSP and Brock Lesnar. I heard those guys like I want that. Okay, so what my point was essentially as well is I'm a fight fan. Everybody knows me, knows I love MMA fights. I will break them down. I have so much memory up here from great MMA fights. I think we need more stars, and I really hope GSP figures it out. A lot of people, I talked to some of my boys in jiu-jitsu, and I respect their opinion. They think GSP should just do movies. He's won the belt. He has nothing to prove. He's done everything. What does he have to prove?
He hasn't lost since, what's his face? Matt Serra.
Matt Serra knocked him out. Yeah, back in the day.
He hasn't lost since then.
100%. And he's looked better and better. He's dominated. I mean, the last fight was close to Johnny Hendricks. That was a while ago now. I still think Hendricks won that fight.
I do too.
Unpopular opinion, but I really believe he did. I love GSP, and I was cheering for him in that fight. But I think we need GSP back. As much as I hate him, I think we need Brock Lesnar. In a sense, and I know it sounds weird, but you get hyped for his fights, whether you like him or not. I think he's a dirtbag who's on steroids.
It's just,
believe me,
I get hyped for people to knock him out, but it's true.
You know what?
Whatever the reason for buying tickets, it doesn't matter. Whether you hate the guy or love him, they're doing it right.
Here's who they need back, and I only want to see her if she loses. They might need that Ronda Rousey girl back.
She does.
Because how hype were people since Holly Holm knocked her out? You haven't heard about her, so.
They need it everywhere. They need it everywhere. Every division.
Connor can't be on every single fight card.
He can't. Connor can't be. And like people like Anderson Silva.
They need him.
Anderson Silva couldn't talk shit, whatever. But his
fight style was so awesome.
So awesome. Like he wasn't boring. He was finishing fights whenever he could.
He was in the Matrix. Yeah.
And I mean, even though he lost to Chael Sonnen,
it's
whatever.
Chael Sonnen the greatest. Oh, and by the way. I forgot that. We need Chael Sonnen back in the UFC.
He got tested. Bless his heart. His daughter, whatever.
He's still competing in grappling. Let's just do something. Let's try to get him to Vanderlei needs his license. I would die for a Vanderlei Chael fight.
I would love it. And he was on.
That would get me so hyped.
He was doing the testing. What's his name? Chael Sonnen was doing the testing.
Yeah.
Then the tragic stuff with his daughter passing away.
Yeah, that's awful.
So he has to put that on the back burner. But he was getting ready for something. Yeah. I don't know for what. Yeah. Nobody knows for what. But Chael Sonnen. So
I hope
they need people like this because they need the promo aspect of it because in the end this is a business as well. You know, it is a business as well. That's why unfortunately DC just doesn't do it.
And I'm a fan of DC because I appreciate his style. He's great. He's a great fighter and he's a great person, it seems like.
He just won't sell it. Like the only thing it'll sell is him against Jones. That's the only thing that'll sell.
You know, it seems like people are dying for Johnson to knock out Cormier too in that division. Johnson can maybe sell some pay-per-view tickets because he kills people.
Johnson,
he literally kills people.
Going like this and grabs the mic a few more times and stop being so damn humble all the time.
Humble rumble.
Yeah. He could be skyrocketing, but that's the thing with Connor, same thing with Chael. When Chael Sonnen, what was he on? He was either on, I think it was the Joe Rogan podcast.
He changed his whole career around with talking.
Yeah, and that's what it is. He built himself
with some good fights as well, mind you. But
absolutely, but that was the big part. He talked his way into many title fights.
Well, he fought Jones.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah. Well, apparently some people turned those fights down, but it was like.
But that's what I mean. There was no reason for him to fight Bones Jones.
He just came off of a loss.
He came in there. He fought Jones. He made it happen.
He broke his toe.
Yeah, he destroyed Bones Jones's toe. The referee again did his damn job.
Chael Sonnen would be the light heavyweight champion.
He would be rightfully crowned.
That would have been the greatest thing. When he came out he came out with a Rocky gown in that.
Of course, and the thing, like that's what I mean. Like Chael Sonnen. You need people like that. You 100%. Really do. And he was talking about it with Joe Rogan. Yeah. They were talking about how he was getting into arguments with Vanderlei on The Ultimate Fighter, being like, Vanderlei.
Because Vanderlei just wanted to kill him.
You be the good guy. I'm supposed to be the bad guy.
I'm the American gangster.
Just shut up. Let me do my thing, and then we'll both do our thing. Stop asking me to apologize on screen. I'm not going to apologize.
Yeah, and then...
So let's do our thing.
Yeah.
Let's get this done, and it's going to be perfect.
And then Vanderlei looked like more of a dick when he attacked Chael.
He looked like an idiot. And they could have built this up into the greatest thing ever. But because Chael Sonnen knows what he's doing, he knows how to sell.
I'd give anything for that fight still, man.
I would.
I'd give anything for that fight.
And Conor gets it. Nate Diaz, unfortunately...
He played the game differently, man. He didn't talk enough shit.
Nate Diaz did his thing, and he just didn't get the thing he deserved. But then he even said in an interview, he's like, I saw Conor McGregor was getting paid the big bucks, and he said he didn't think he deserved it. He even said,
he's like, he goes like, you stole my style, man. I was the real ninja. I was the American ninja. I'm the one talking shit.
And that's the thing. And then he's just like,
I have more
you know what I need to do? I want to make some money, so I need to fight Conor McGregor. That's what he said.
Smartest thing.
And he made it happen. And look what we got.
Look at Tyrone Woodley.
Yeah.
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and Damian Maia both deserve a freaking title shot.
Damian Maia, I'm going to say something about that.
He's
guy
a freak
because of the last fight against Conor McGregor. Carlos Condit.
Yeah.
I knew the guy was good. I knew he was legit.
I picked him on that.
I saw on that fight,
I was in awe.
I was blown away. But like, it's one of those things. You're not gonna. He's not going to sell tickets. You know what I mean?
It's because it's
a shame because what I saw him do was legendary. It was like godlike what he did to Carlos Condit.
In terms of MMA and regular jiu-jitsu, he's an Abu Dhabi champion. Damian Maia is that much better. If he gets you on the ground, just number one, my boy Halquinho brought up this point. If Damian Maia gets you on the ground, he might submit you. Him juicing Rick Story's head is one of my favorite submissions of all time. When he's like juicing and the blood's pouring out, he's like neck cranking him. If he gets you on the ground, not only might he submit you, if you manage to last, he's won the round like 10-8.
He looks like if Damian Maia, he made that fight look like if Damian Maia went against my dad, who has horrible knees and a really bad back, who's never had any fight experience whatsoever. He made Carlos Condit look like my dad in the ring. Yeah. Carlos Condit is he's a natural born killer. He is so good, but
interim champion.
He'll never get the money, the payday that he deserves.
So my point is Tyron Woodley beats Robbie Lawler, phenomenal performance, best performance of the year. He won the title. Steve Wonderboy Thompson deserves a title shot. Damian Maia deserves a title shot. But Wonderboy Thompson asked for a title shot, and Woodley's like, no, I don't want to fight you. I want money. I want Nick Diaz or I want GSP. I want the money fights. And I'm like, he's got a point. Like, you only got how long is your life? Your fight career. It's not a lot. You fight, however, 2 times the average, 3 times a year. You got to get paid. As much as this sounds weird to say it, like the championship is like, it's still the biggest accomplishment in MMA, the UFC title. But now it's like, Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor just had the best fight ever, the biggest fight ever. It wasn't for no belt.
Yeah.
It's just these money fights. CM Punk's good. I guarantee you, because of CM Punk on this, who has no freaking fight experience.
Yeah.
This pay-per-view is gonna do just fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just fine.
It's different.
And to be honest, this McGall or no, not McGall.
Mickey Gall.
Mickey Gall.
Yeah.
Mickey Gall is gonna make some money off this fight because of CM Punk.
My boy, I knew a lot of guys who fight. Like my boy Chris Maddox specifically. He was like, he fights here out of Calgary. He was like begging to fight CM Punk. And my boy Chris is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm like, Chris, they'll never give you CM Punk. You're too good. And then they got this Mickey Gall guy.
Look at Mickey Gall. How many fights has he had? 2
amateurs, 2 pro.
2 pro. 1 in the UFC.
Undefeated. Yeah.
What's he doing?
Mickey Gall?
He's on the main card.
Yeah.
He's the 3rd fight
of the main card. That's huge.
Of the main card, and
that's
this
huge.
guy's like CM Punk's a nobody. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I mean, in MMA, he's a nobody. But Mickey Gall is a nobody. He has no business being.
This game's about making money, man.
On the 3rd thing, and so that's what they had to do.
This game is about making money. Obviously, as a truest of the sport, and I've loved this sport for years and years. I know you have too. For years and years. When I first heard CM Punk wanted to fight, I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and it's disrespectful for all the people. I know a lot of guys who trained their ass off to be fighters, to win fights. I see what they put themselves through. And then this guy comes out of nowhere with no fight experience, no record, and he gets in the UFC just because of his pro wrestling background. I thought that was bullshit, and I was mad at it. Then I thought about it some more.
It makes sense.
And I was like, they got to make that money.
Mickey Gall,
there you go.
How long is it going to be for him without CM Punk to get to third on the main card?
Oh yeah, I don't know. After he presumably beats him, I don't see him like who's. In respect to Mickey Gall, he looks awesome, but like, is he gonna be a needle mover? I don't know.
No,
it's just a weird thing. So I'm just kind of next. Here's what I'll say: the next fight card that I'm super hyped for is because you were saying how some of your guys are falling off. One of my guys is fighting for a title. My number 2 favorite fighter of all time, Dan Hendo Henderson. That's a fight. And I'm a fan of Bisping too, but I hope Henderson knocks his block off and retires with the belt. That'll be the greatest thing ever. So that's the next thing I'm excited for. I'm just saying, I think we need some more freaking. I want some of these guys to start talking a little bit more. Let's get crazy. But it sucks when it comes off fake.
Yeah.
It's like when Ben Rothwell was doing this whole pro wrestling thing. Like when Ben Rothwell was going, I'm like, dude, you sound so stupid. Yeah. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. Those are our picks. We went a little long here.
Yeah.
But we talked.
We were at about a half an hour, I think, with our picks. Yeah. And then this is a very important part.
Yes, we had to. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I just hope we get some more guys talking crap. Hope we get some more bigger stars. And honestly, for the UFC, even though I picked Mickey Gall's submission round 1, I hope CM Punk wins because I think it'll be good for the sport.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because this is what we're doing.
Yes.
What we're doing. Oh God, no, I don't want to say it.
Okay, don't say it.
No, I'm just saying, like, basically, when we pick this, it's who we would be putting money on.
Yes. Now, and I'm not putting money on CM Punk.
And that's the thing.
I'm
now,
sorry.
As soon as I was saying that, I realized I wouldn't put money on CM Punk. What? So the only reason I'm saying CM Punk,
I'm gonna put $10 on him.
Oh, sure.
Because it's like gonna be 9-1 or 12-1. It's gonna be crazy.
I'll drop 20 bones on it.
Yeah. So, why
not? Okay.
Could you imagine? Oh my God.
Okay.
I will. Let's end it.
Let's wrap this up.
What's the next video we're gonna do? We're probably gonna watch the fights and then review the fights. Review the fights. So next video we're gonna review the fights. And that'll be that.
If they're insane, if they're not insane, it's going to be a pretty quick video.
Well, it'll be very quick. I hope it's awesome. We had a pretty good streak because the Barnett and Arlovsky fight was awesome. Good job, Josh Barnett, beating the Pitbull. Anyway, guys, that is it. With that being said, we tried a couple times to do a Don't Breathe review. He didn't like the first one. I don't like the second one.
It's just bad. I don't know what's going on.
It was weird because
the movie is so. It's probably because it's so incredible.
We want to do it justice.
Yes, but we can't. I give it a 9. He gives it a 9.
I love Don't Breathe. Watch it. It's intense. It has the most disgusting scene I've ever seen. It's amazing.
Just watch it.
Watch it for the experience. Watch it for the movie-going experience. Don't Breathe. It's on my top 3 movies of the year. That's all I'll say for it. We couldn't do it justice. We love Don't Breathe. We're just throwing that in there. Okay, so with that being said, next time we see you guys, we'll give you guys our thoughts on UFC 203. We will see you guys really soon.